Everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video for Raid Shadow Legends. And as the video suggests, I will be soloing the clan boss, the easy clan boss. And I'm going to run you through my team setup. First off is Valkyrie, and this is her Masteries. I'm going to show you this in detail. So I've obviously gone down the defense route. She does need to stay up. Next up will be Tomb Lord, again his Masteries. So I have decided to go for a damage on him. Obviously I've gone for War Master rather than Giant Slayer, simply because I want to use them all over the area in the game at the moment. I don't really have very many options. Next up will be Whisper, again down the War Master rather than Giant Slayer, simply because I fully intend to use her all over the spot, and this is what she's like. So she's got quite a good attack and obviously full on crit rate, 100% crit rate, and 120 crit damage. Next up is Kale, again same thing in terms of masteries. He's not got 100% crit rate, and he could do better with damage and the crit damage as well. And then Duchess Little 2, still need to ascend her fully. Her masteries are like this, again down the defense route, because she will be most often by herself when she makes the other team invisible. So I need to look at increasing her HP pool and defense. And finally I will be doing Rush Guard the tower. So mastery wise, again down the defense, down the offense route, the damage. I kind of want to get damage out of him. I'll try that, although he would probably do better with HP. So I'll quickly claim these, HP and defense. I don't know, I'll test them out. I can always swap it to a defense, but I want to try and get as much HP and damage on him. So that is my main interest. The gear on Duchess and Roshgar isn't as great as I would like it to be fairly honest. I just kind of slapped on whatever I could find that I thought would fit. Oh no, actually I didn't use Roshgar. My bad. So it's Valkyrie. Got those mixed up. Obviously Whisper. We've got Duchess, we have Kale, and Tomb Lord. That's where I got confused. I did use what's his name, Rush Guard the tower, but I took him out. So obviously I need to find another place for him. He's still in the, I believe I still use him in the Dragon 20 at the moment. So I should be able to fully do this. Now I know the clan boss had already taken some damage, but I can do quite a decent amount of number on him. And as you can see, even with War Master, I still get quite a good damage on the clan boss when it does proc, of course. It does proc for somewhere around 79,000 on top of everything else. But another thing that I like, at least for these early stages, is Whisper. When she procs those extra turns, that's pretty cool. I've seen her go 6-7 times in a row, and that's pretty cool to see. Obviously, when she does that, she loses all the buffs, which can be a bit worrisome, if I'm honest. Because if she does get hit when the boss starts hitting hard, she will be one shot and taken out with one shot. So it's one of those things that's kind of like hoping that the boss doesn't decide to target her. Increase attack, okay. So far she's not got any extra hits. I'm hoping to see some of that. That will of course make a massive difference in terms of the damage. I mean, even so, she still does quite a high level of damage. And I like the fact that she applies it weakened. There we go. That's it. That's what I want to see. That makes such a big difference, especially on this clan boss. And she's on par with Kale. And he gets a lot of his damage from the poisons, to be fairly honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, he does a good number of in terms of damage. So even without the poisons, he still applies. He still does a lot of damage. But the poisons also add. Now Valkyrie is in a poison set, so obviously because she's not got in her masteries, I've not gone down the attack route. I've put poison on her, which does also add to the damage, and it does stockpile by the end. It's obviously not a big poison, but still something is better than nothing. Now, I also do like to use Valkyrie in other areas. I will, in the future, be looking at a designated clan boss team. At the moment, with the exception of Kale, all of the other champions that you see in this composition, I do use them in other areas. So they're kind of jacks of all trades, if that makes sense. I've got a lineup in mind for clan boss, and so I will have to level them up. Clan boss at the moment for me, whilst it's fun and I'm enjoying it, and I do partake in the harder ones as well, it's not a big thing for me to focus on. I do want to get the dungeons done, and I want to be able to farm that end game gear. That's going to make such a massive difference in terms of what my characters can dish out, in terms of damage, in terms of building characters for clan boss, specifically for the arena, for places that I can use them in the game for the campaign. I still have to do the Nightmare campaign. I've only done a small portion of it, and so that's something that I need to work on. Now I'm trying to save up for the 3-star. I want to 3-star every single level on the first go. At least that is the aim. So that's something for me to consider and keep in mind as I am working on building my champions. Later on, I will probably keep Duchess in here. She does reduce damage from the clan boss, most likely Valkyrie. They're both fairly fast. Neither of them need any sort of gear to help them apply their debuffs, as they don't really have debuffs. I think Valkyrie has a speed debuff, but that's useless because you cannot manipulate speed in the clan boss, so really not that bothered with that. I'm thinking of using I can't remember what it was, Occult Brawler or something like that, or yeah, so I'm gonna be replacing Kale as a poisoner because apparently he's the best for clan boss. What else do I need? Potentially keeping Tomb Lord for the debuffs, because he does apply debuffs, so he does apply attack down and defense down, which is good until I get, or if I get a Dracomorph, which will then replace him. But again, Dracomorph would probably be used around other areas in the game as well, so yeah. And another thing I like about Duchess is the fact that she put up the block debuffs buff. So that kind of helps us with not getting stunned so often. Eventually, I will swap out Duchess's gear for something else. At the moment, I'm using Relentless. She does get more turns off, but that also means that in doing so, she ends up losing her buffs quite quickly, as you can see right there. The only reason I went with Relentless is because I haven't had the legendary books to book her skills, and I want her to be able to revive. So if she gets to go multiple times, that just means she can use that revive ability if and when needed more often, and that's kind of like the logic behind it. I might still keep her on the relentless. It's doing its job, to be fairly honest. I've not really had an issue with her going too often. She does seem to be capable to absorb the damage. There we go. That was one big hit at the end. 17.62 million damage, and the boss is down. My team could have definitely gone quite a bit longer. Whisper has dealt a lot of damage. Let's claim the stuff from here. This is probably the last time I'll be doing this clan boss on, or the easy clan boss. I'm going to focus a bit more on normal and hard and brutal. I'm not quite ready yet for Nightmare, in all honesty. So I'm going to do the hard clan boss. I want to see how much damage I am doing on them. I have changed out some bits of gear. I have done some improvements to my team, trying to optimize their damage output and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how far I get here. I used to do somewhere around 12 million prior to this, so I'm hoping to get closer to 20 million on this difficulty. That of course means if I can do 20 million or close to 20 million on this difficulty on easy, I could have very easily taken out that boss by myself. The other thing I want to see is how long my team lasts. So I'll be looking at the time as well. Okay, so he's not doing a lot of damage to start off with, but as we progress, for those that don't do the clan boss, you'll see that the clan boss's damage will start to increase to the point where you'll end up one-shotting my my champions. I'm also looking at the numbers that each champion is doing and trying to kind of get an idea of where I need to work on, who I need to work with. I do want to try and push Tomb Lord's damage up. You can definitely do more than that. And I'd be quite curious to see how much damage Tomb Lord can actually do. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's doing okay in terms of damage, in all fairness. But I still think he can do more. Also, this isn't actually meant to be a guide as such. This is just a gameplay video, part of my playthrough series. So this is how where I've gotten with the game. I'm obviously working on leveling up Rosin and Manaya as well, which are both legendary champions. Once I have Rosin leveled up to 60, I will look at ascending both of them. Obviously I don't have any legendary books. I think Valkyrie's fully booked, or almost fully booked. One of the two, maybe she's one book short. In terms of the epic champions, I want to fully book Whisper. She can dish out quite good damage, as you can see, quite consistently, and I do like that so much. If I finally have a champion that can do a bit of damage, there are better in the game. I just unfortunately haven't got them yet. I would not mind getting a good legendary that can dish out damage. The only downside to Valkyrie is it's quite RNG. If she procs those extra turns, she can dish out amazing numbers. She doesn't proc them all the time. Okay, extra turn right there, extra turn right there, another turn right there. So when she starts doing that, that's pretty cool. I have to admit, I really like seeing her do that. She's fun. It makes her fun. There we go, extra turn. Oh, a stun on her. She does a little bum wiggle. There we go. And I have to admit, like in the arena, Duchess can be such a pain. Now, if you combine Duchess with a champion that also has revive and heal and potential to dish out good damage, or when she's paired with champions that have ally protect, boy is she complicated to take down. She is really good in arena, if I'm honest. I'm quite impressed. So if you put the perfect veil on the entire team, that just means she's the only one that can be targeted unless you use AoEs, in which case she can then target the other champions. But you really want to take Duchess down because you can revive the entire team. So that makes her dangerous. So she's basically a tank with the ability to revive, which is pretty cool, and makes her a proper threat as well. So I think the ones I struggle with is the combinations of Duchess with some sort of ally protect and even counter attack. Those three combined together make Duchess a good champion to have in the arena. At least for gold, or the early part of gold 4. Obviously the meta for the second part of gold 4 and platinum does change out, but as far as I'm able to go, and I'm not going to push it any further because I am far from ready. I need to work on the bonuses in my Great Hall still, but as far as the section of the arena that I'm doing, I am not really having very many problems. There are several team compositions that I can't deal with, and they tend to be the team comps that have a lot of turn meter manipulation, the teams that have high damage, and teams that go faster than me. So those are the ones that beat me. So for example, I can look at a team composition and I can say, oh yeah, I can beat this, but then say they go faster than me, they buff up, they debuff me, and then they just nuke. So those are the ones I struggle with in the arena at this point in time. But other than that, I'm actually able to consistently win in the arena, to consistently maintain my position in the arena, so that's good. Okay, so we're coming to a point where my team is about to take a lot of damage. Some form of sustain might have helped, although to be fairly honest with you, this happens. So sustain, maybe that would have helped for what, another turn or two maybe. Still, that would add to damage. So there goes Whisper, here comes the revive, the heal, and down they go again. It's so annoying when Duchess replaces the shield that she has from Valkyrie. To be fairly honest, Valkyrie's shield is amazing. There is a lot of shield coming up, but also... Oh, okay. Okay, that worked out. So yeah, as I was saying, Valkyrie doesn't... I mean, she has a fair amount of shield, but she also... as far as I understand it, her shield scales off of defense, so it's really hard to take down Valkyrie's shield if Valkyrie's been built on defense, which is why I went for defense. It makes such a massive difference, and I think this is, well, I know this is the end. There's no revive or anything else. Now let's see the damage. 19.84 million damage dealt. Amazing. And Whisper and Kale did really well in terms of damage right there. Valkyrie did some damage, as did Tomb Lord. I think Tomb Lord can do more. So I'll try and push that once I get the gear. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself, and if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.